out last night. He had to leave early this morning for work. So we're actually going to go, you've seen my grandparents, we're actually going to go to their house and check that out today. So we're going to leave here, go check that out, and we'll bring you with us.
Yeah, last night we just kind of hung out with Patrick. The roommates made some dinner. They grilled out some burgers. I didn't really film or anything, guys. We just kind of hung out with them and enjoyed.
But his dad's birthday is coming up this weekend, so we're going to surprise him and go to the birthday party, and maybe we'll get some footage there.
There you go, guys. So let's get on the road this morning, figure out what else we can get into. We just boondocked right here in the driveway, which was perfect. So
yeah,
like she said, they got up this morning and went on to work, and now we got up and we're gonna head on out of here. So
definitely.
That works. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks Patrick for letting us stay. We enjoyed our racetrack. My grandfather worked at that racetrack as a maintenance man, so sometimes he'd sneak me in and we go see the horses. So that right there is where my love for horses came from. Neighbor's house, Art and Maddie, they were awesome, and this is the house I grew up in. And if you pull up a little bit more, you will see this garage. My grandfather actually built that garage. Alright, so this, I'm very emotional because I told him this is the house I grew up in and I just wanted to walk around and take some shots. And he said, yeah, absolutely, go ahead. So
the guy at the house was really, really nice, and he answered the door. So if you don't know, Steph, whenever her grandparents lived here, he actually built most of this, right? And he built this whole garage, and when he did, they poured the concrete, and some of their
sister, Sammy, and when she was born, and here's this Jenny.
Yep, there's Jenny. I know it's hard to see, but
yeah, because this is
years and years and years ago. But
here, there's more of us.
I'll spin around, guys. Oh, right over here.
Over here, there's Angelica. That's one of my cousins.
Oh, cool.
This might be Sean and Connor.
Alright, that's really cool. Like, so whenever they poured the asphalt, they described their names in here when they built this garage.
There was a lot of great memories in here. On this wall, he had a big old air compressor. And I remember one night we were all sleeping in the house, and we heard it blow up, and it blew out the side of this wall. So he actually had to rebuild the side of the wall. And that was a fun adventure. And then he actually used to have a key code, which are these two holes.
The little screws right there.
And you have to put a key code to get in here. Well, one time my uncle wanted to get in the garage for like a tool or something, and he asked my grandfather what the key code was, and he said, go get Stephanie. And he's like, Stephanie knows the key code, and I don't.
That's funny.
So me and my grandfather, we were like this.
That works, and if you don't know, that's who we went and saw at the cemetery yesterday.
Yeah, that was my bedroom window right there, that corner bedroom
That corner bedroom window right there. Very nice. Looks like they've been taking really good care of the place.
We had a big old rose bush right here, big pool. My grandmother had a garden that went all the way across here. My grandfather made me a golf course that went all the way around the pool. And if you walk, actually we'll go, because I think I see the pathway, so we'll walk this way.
That works.
When I wanted to get lost as a kid, I used to come back here. And this right here is the property line. So behind the backyard, well, this is actually like the property line, like right here. There's 2
Right.
feet. So there's 2 feet of like fencing that you can't do here by the state. So I used to always come back here in this little path. And this fence wasn't here, but it actually went a little bit further down because my grandfather used to go drink beer with this guy.
Oh, cool.
So I used to have a little fort and a table back here with a little vase and flowers. And I'd be sitting back here like playing cards with my friends. And my grandfather would come through and go to his friend's house. And
Very nice. That was your little hidden spot.
This was the kitchen window. So my grandmother was always cooking. So when I was being nosy, I'd be peeking in that window.
So you put some handprints in the concrete over here, right?
Yeah, here you kind of just barely see it, just barely. But my cousins were all in here. That's Angelica, Brian, Johnny, Sean, Connor, my sister, Samantha, and Jenny, and me. And our handprints have unfortunately disappeared. But
wow, just over time, right? And wear and tear.
Handprints here and our names and our birthdays. So that's pretty awesome.
But you can still see a little bit of the writing in here, which is very interesting. All right.
And right through here is the laundry room where they have the hot water heater. My grandmother, she used to mop the floor with the hot water.
From the water.
From the hot water heater, right? And so one day I thought, like, how hot is that water? She's mopping with it. And I remember sticking my hand in there, like, almost second degree burning my hand, but it wasn't that bad really, I'm being dramatic. But I ran into the bathroom and I turned on the cold water and I sat there and I was like keeping myself from screaming, from getting myself into trouble. But that was my nickname, Trouble. I was always in trouble.
Wow.
So this is actually crazy, but me and my friends were actually so small when I lived in this house. We would crawl through this like storm driller here all the way through the other side. I mean, you might find plastic swords in there and all kinds of stuff from
when you guys were kids, right? Well, we want to thank you for letting us stop in. Appreciate it so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
More than welcome. Anytime you guys are by, you come stop by, okay?
Appreciate it.
And I would definitely like to hear more about you growing up and all the stuff. My brother would definitely like to hear that.
Well,
Tell me what you said.
see,
Yep. We didn't have a dog, but I
we just met the neighbor that bought the house from her uncle that we're actually getting ready to go meet here soon. The neighbor lady is the same neighbor that when Steph was growing up here.
actually bought that house next door from my uncle and has been living here for the last 20 years. So I know her, I know her family.
And her kids.
Yeah, I was actually talking about me and her daughter Brittany used to be friends, and her daughter was a couple years older than me. I was her like wannabe, you know, she was into all the new music.
And you wanted to be just like her, right? Yeah.
To me, she had it all.
So she actually came out to see, so she's going inside to get her phone, and we were able to talk to her, which was really, really, really nice. But she's going to take some pictures of the van and probably stay in touch, and that way we can find out if anything happens here. We got a little bit of the backstory of the house and everything.
Me and the van in the house.
That works.
Oh.
This is the neighbor next door, and she definitely wanted to check out the van because she remembers Stephanie when she was little as a kid. Too cool.
Well, that was so awesome. Yeah, apparently the guy I was telling you that drank beer with my grandfather, he still lives there.
He still lives there. Alright, it was really nice of the new owners to allow us to kind of look around. Doesn't get much better than that.
And
So
Maddie still lives there.
have a great day. Thank you.
Maddie still lives next door. I can't believe she still lives next door.
Alright guys, get on back on the road.
Okay, so we'll take you once around the block and see if I remember anything. I used to ride my bike down here as a kid because it's kind of like a stop sign. It's a big old circle, and then there's a road down the middle, and we live down the road down the middle. Now this is on the outer circle of the road. go straight. They tore down an old house where this brick house used to be. It used to be an old house way back there, and all of us kids would hike to it. It was an abandoned house, and we'd go up in it and look around. I guess they finally tore it down.
Built a new house.
Yep. I always had older friends. This was another couple girls that I hung out with. They were in high school when I was in like middle school, so they get me in trouble a lot. This used to be my friend Charlie Wood's house when he lived in it. It was a blue house, but we'd actually go right on the side of that fence into those woods back there, and we had a little fort, and we just hang out all day back there. And that's really nice.
Part of the church property, right?
Yeah, this is the church, and we used to go there a couple of Sundays. Not every Sunday. There was a bigger church a couple miles away that my grandmother really enjoyed. It was massive. It was like going to a mall. But this little church, I liked it because we didn't have to go too far and get up too early. Alright, well this is actually, it used to be a horse track. It don't look like it's a horse track no more. But my grandfather was a maintenance man here, and so sometimes he'd sneak me in and we go see the horses, and then like I made my first bet here, and so that's pretty awesome. This right here is where my love for horses came from.
It's like it's closed now.
Yep. But see these light poles, how they're yellow on the bottom? I remember one summer my grandfather had to paint all those light poles. And this house right up here was the owner of the entire racetrack right there in that house. Kind of hidden behind the trees, but they stayed there, and these were a couple of their extra stables.
Alright guys, well, thought we'd show the van here. Let them see what the van looks like. You guys know what it looks like, but they wanted to see it, hang out, had a little dinner.
I know, it's awesome. And this is Sheldon, our turtle. We travel all around with him.
Yeah.
This is actually